Episode 81 of Video Rot. Aaron,
Riverman here. What's going on?
hopefully not a whole lot because I am in a chill mood today. I am still coming off. I know we had a palate cleanser last week of Romero month, but I still feel a little beat down from it. And today, I wanted to kind of shoot the shit, but I want to stream some videos, man. Like we got a little bit into that last week, just kind of casually, and it was so much fun. And I don't know if you guys wanted to pick a particular topic or if you guys want to shout out anything for us to watch and just kind of chill to and react to.
I got
I'm
something
in a
to watch.
I'm in a cringe new metal mood, man. I thought it'd be kind of fun to go down the rabbit hole and just like pull up whatever you guys want to throw out, or some of the old classics or some of the cringe stuff that never really made it. I know Todd used to listen to this band called Flaw, dude. Fucking
Oh, I
terrible.
remember Flaw. Yeah,
They're literally like, I remember like literally
that
in one of their
one-hit, dude.
choruses where they're like, "You suck." It's like
Yeah.
stupid. So that might be fun. But before we get into all that, let's just sort of shoot the breeze a little bit and get refamiliar. Yeah, we're gonna talk about new stuff like Blaine's talking about the Maxine trailer, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we need
We
to
can even watch that.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty cool. I liked it. But yeah, so
I haven't
We'll
seen
get
the
into
new
all-
Joker trailer yet, or teaser.
not feeling it, man.
Really?
You watch it and I get the sense, I get it. They're definitely doing a narrative, but they're weaving it in to a musical. And I don't know if that's supposed to be like their psychopathy or I don't know, but it's just not my thing. I don't like musicals. It's not my thing at all.
Now, why are they coming out with a second one? Because I thought the first one was perfect, man. It was an awesome movie.
Because money. Because
It's
it
just
made a
money.
ton. It was an R-rated movie that made a shit ton of money. Like it made
See, I
it
didn't know
made
if it
over
made a lot in the box office. I didn't know
it made
that.
over $1 billion.
Wow.
A
Okay.
billion. And it's an R-rated movie, which is kind of unheard of. And Joaquin won the Oscar, and just it kind of taints it a little bit because they almost positioned it as this isn't like a comic book movie. This is a real movie, with a character study of the Joker. You don't sequelize those movies, but
Yeah.
they are. So it just feels weird. And to make it a musical, I guess I respect the different angle, but I just don't like that stuff.
I'm still waiting for the Mr. Freeze movie to come out.
Okay. Remember that was almost a musical. Remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger was
Eight-year-old
making
Arnold.
he was making his henchmen sing, watching was it Jack Frost? Was it Year Without a Santa Claus? I don't remember which one it was. But he's like, "I'm Mr. White Christmas. Come on, sing, sing." And they're just like, "Oh, oh." I'm like, why would you take that job if you guys can't take like the where they're at? It's so dumb, dude. Like obviously you guys are good at skating because he makes you ice skate everywhere to get the bat. So it's like, aren't you used to the cold, dude?
What's speaking of this off topic? What's that song in Jingle All the Way where he's saying, uh, "Where Santa Claus or the boy Santa Claus forgot" or something like that? Remember that?
Oh, he's like, he's the little boy that Santa
Yeah.
Claus forgot.
It's hysterical, dude.
It's funny. Yeah. Oh, wait. Are you guys under the impression that I have a Turbo Man here in the studio? Yes. That's what you said. That's what you said. What
I
have
said
here-
eventually.
Yeah. It's like, what I'm here is certificates. Yeah. Eventually. So stupid. Anyway, yeah, no Joker 3 because Joaquin would have a heart failure from the body weight loss. Yeah, that also blows me away too because I feel like he lost a lot of weight for that role and then he packed it on again and he got a little hefty again for whatever role. For him to have to, I mean, we're talking about, I don't know, I guess he could do it within 5 years. That's just, it's not good on the heart, man. And I would want to do that.
I actually thought he was better than Heath Ledger. Everybody loved Heath Ledger, but I thought Joaquin was better.
The thing is it was just a different take. Like we didn't really get a malicious Joker.
Probably because we got a better actor with Joaquin, I guess.
Well, we got a more psycho Joker, like a more mentally disturbed Joker. He was kind of the guy. He was your main character, so you kind of had to position him to empathize with him a little bit and sympathize with him. And so that's the way they kind of like just angled it. He wasn't so malicious. I know he killed, was it Mari? What they named like Robert De Niro's character? I don't remember what yeah, I get it. He killed him and he started like this riot at the end, but he's not somebody. He's not somebody like a Heath Ledger where you don't really know his backstory and he's just like chaos. So maybe maybe a Joaquin would get to that point, but you don't. He's just a totally different character. I would like to see if Joaquin could play an evil Joker, because even in this trailer, he doesn't even seem like, it's not like he's full blown Joker or anything. He just still kind of seems like the same. I don't know, downtrodden. Like you kind of feel bad for the guy. I don't know. It's I don't know. I'm checked out because I don't want to watch a musical.
I always liked him as an actor. I thought he's great. But is this the same director that's
Yep,
doing it? Okay.
same everybody. Just that's why I'm saying it. I'll wait for reviews, man, but I don't trust the reviews. I just don't want to watch a musical. I just don't like it. Like what was in the trailer, they're singing it's like what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That freaking it's just
Mhm.
it's dumb. I just don't want to. It reminds me of like they're trying to do what do they call that? Oh gosh, what is that freaking movie with
Oh,
Nicole Kidman and Ewan McGregor? What's it called, guys? The musical? Those shitty movies? What are they called?
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge. Where like Moulin Rouge was I guess it had a narrative, but they're breaking out into songs and they're like commercial hits that they're weaving into their movie that kind of fit the story. They're singing like Journey songs and bullshit. That's what this felt like. It's like they're just singing
So
Carpenter
is it like
songs.
that throughout the whole movie? Is that what they're gonna do?
It's it's literally called Joker 2 A Folie à Deux, which is like a musical
Oh,
thing.
okay.
It's billed as a musical.
Oh,
And the
okay.
trailer kind of sells you on that. So I'm not sold personally. You had to have Nut from that new episode. What? Really quick, let's say hi to everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Really quick one. Also, hey, you guys can join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you want to catch us live and join in. Otherwise, the following week, the new episode will go up from the previous week. Blaine, what's up? Silhouette, what's up? We did see Blaine. We saw the Maxine trailer. I liked it. I'm really digging
It
the. It's
looks
kind of
cool.
it's exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Like it's literally how I visualized it. But that should be a given because Ty West has established his style, and we kind of knew it was gonna be more '80s, and it was gonna be like the porno sleaze. It's exactly what I thought it would be. But
This
I'm stoked,
trilogy is
man.
gonna be great though, man. I hope this turns out to be a really good movie.
I hope this one's the best one. I hope this
Yeah.
one's the best of the bunch. So yeah, there's that. What else? Brr, 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 brr. Something about X-Men in here. Let's see. Okay, hold on. X-Men 97. You saw it yet? Silhouette. I yeah, I'm not caught up. Today they have episode 5 that dropped. I really was surprised at how much I liked it. I got used to the weird like flash game art style. It's fine. I adjusted to it. I didn't like episode 4 because it was a Mojo episode, and I don't think Jubilee can carry a whole episode by herself. And I hate Mojo. I didn't like the Mojo episodes from the original series either. So they're just a detour. They're not they. It's like the first 3 episodes were following a narrative arc, and all of a sudden we get this random side episode about Mojo, who just kind of shows up for no reason. So I really didn't like that. But I saw that it was a part 1, right? So I think episode 5 might be a continuation. Our boy Mendoza said, "Yeah, 5 is great," and that's what you're saying as well. Silhouette says best episode of Marvel TV I've ever seen. All right, man. Yeah, so we'll see. Let's see. The new episode's not a detour. That's good. But yeah, overall, I'm enjoying it. So
Yeah,
that's what.
there was a bit of news that came out too that we can talk about when we have time. That's pretty.
Yeah, go.
I was
I got all
pretty.
the time in the world, baby.
I was pretty not happy with it because I can't stand Blumhouse, and they announced this today. Let me just share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead and share your screen. Feel free to keep that up too if you want to, because we're gonna be getting into some stuff.
Blumhouse Lionsgate joined forces, brand new Blair Witch movie.
I mean, who
Which
cares?
I, what can they do with this? Nothing. It's
But
they keep
what
coming out with shit.
harm?
What
But what
harm?
harm are they? What harm are they gonna do to it at this point that already hasn't been done? They've
I
made
mean,
2 shitty sequels.
Oh god, anything Blumhouse touches is shit, dude.
Absolutely, but like, I mean, why are you? I wouldn't get offended at it because it's just be expected at this point. The thing is they've made if they never touched the original, I would understand, or if they actually made solid sequels, I would understand. But they've already tainted it with the two shitty movies. So once we officially throw off that ratio of more bad than good, who gives a fuck? I mean, because they already did that. They had two
But
shitty sequels.
what are they going for though? Is what I want to know. Is like
Uh,
I mean, you can't really do the found footage stuff nowadays.
they
You
might
really
just be
can't.
looking to do what they always do and just kind of literally remake the first one with new characters, but just go through the same beats. Just kind of just recapture it. I'd imagine
Well,
because you can't.
it's gonna be a fucking flop regardless, so
Yeah, who cares? They
I mean,
had
it's terrible ideas, dude. I don't understand how Blumhouse can't come up with a better idea than
is
remaking
Blumhouse
movies.
is Blumhouse doing that first Omen movie that's out too? Is
I
that a
think they did
Blumhouse?
that shit movie, yeah. I
Yeah. Well, why? I mean, even though oddly enough, I think the new why can't I say it? The new Omen, it's getting better reviews than like The Exorcist Believer and stuff like that. Which The Exorcist Believer was terrible. I don't know if anybody did you ever watch that, Todd?
hell no, I ain't watching
It's
that.
really bad. Like it's really bad, and it's really long. It's really long, and it's slow paced like the OG Exorcist, but not in a good way. Like literally, nothing happens in this damn movie for like an hour and a half, and then it takes like an hour and a half into this like 2 hour and 20 long minute movie for a possession to rear its head, and it's just essentially them remaking the first movie from there, except they added two girls. Oh, it's a sequel, so we're gonna double it up and double the stakes, and it's dumb. It's real bad.
Well, the fact that they're teaming up with Jason Blum makes me sick. I mean, Lionsgate, because I Lionsgate doesn't team up with a lot of people, so the fact that it's doing that is just like, ugh.
Like I said, whenever it's already tainted, and especially in the case of Blair Witch, and most of these franchises where we're at that point where there is way more bad than good. You can't do any harm at this point. Just, I mean, if you're gonna do it, they're gonna fucking do it, man. They're gonna wring every towel dry until there's not a drop left. And so, if they're gonna do it anyway, I'm just gonna hope for the best and hope that it's okay. It's kind of like I said, it's kind of like the alien situation. Um, it's not entirely like the alien situation because I'm
This
genuinely,
is a found footage classic. Is you can't recapture a found footage film. I don't
yeah,
think
but
you can.
they've done this with everything. How is this any different than remaking Friday the 13th or remaking Nightmare on Elm Street or sequel after sequel of how is it any different? Yeah, you could. I know the argument here is they never should have made anything past the first one.
No, they
But what
shouldn't
I'm
have.
saying is that they already have. So
Yeah,
it's like at this point the damage is done. And if you still love the first one after two shitty sequels, you're still gonna love the first one with a third shitty sequel as well. And I've long been able to separate myself from that. Like for example, I mean, Hellraiser is one of my favorite movies of all time. Most of the sequels are shit, and they talk about a series that has just been wrung dry. Right, they're holding on to the rights. They keep pumping out shitty sequel after shitty sequel just to keep the rights. It's just been raped and pillaged every way from Sunday. But like, I just can't let that affect my love of the first one.
I
And
just don't
and
understand who they're making these movies for, man. It's just fucking
I,
crazy to me.
what keeps me going is like when you look at Blair Witch, you love Blair Witch. Don't even like associate the sequels. Don't even associate them. Like I said, Clive Barker did the first Hellraiser. He got the money to make it. He had to sell his soul like you always do to the studios, and they always get sequel rights. They always get all that stuff. And whoever it is that made the movie you loved should be intact. You just have to understand the people that are dragging this shit through the mud is Blumhouse, is all the suits and stuff like that.
I will
And
give them
to
their
me,
flowers for Megan because Megan was enjoyable. I will give them flowers for that.
Megan was fun. Look, I
Yeah,
don't I
that was the only one I liked.
I don't know I don't know if I should hate any studio because when we watched all the movies growing up and all the movies that we loved, a lot of them were just studio films, and you know, uh, New Line Cinema had made a few stinker. Everybody's made stinkers, and at least this company is trying to do horror. It's just they've put themselves in a corner to where, yeah, they're doing horror, but they clearly have a certain stink of horror they like to do, and maybe most of it's not that good, but. I don't know. I don't hate Halloween Kills. I think Halloween Kills is fun. Halloween Kills is fun, stupid popcorn. I like it because it's in the
It's all
middle of
you.
those two. No, look, it's in the middle of those two movies of an otherwise shitty trilogy. The first one is all about the fucking offensive backstory. I don't give a shit about old drunk Laurie Strode. I don't like the member berries. I don't like it. It's dumb. I don't like all that. And then obviously 3, we don't even have to go there. We know what 3 was trying to do. 2 is kind of fun, Halloween Kills, because we've already got the setup of the first one out of the way. And it's just this kill. It's like the middle of a 3-act structure where we just get all the fucking meat. We just get him killing. Yeah, you could make arguments that the whole like Evil Dies Tonight and stuff like that's cheesy. I check my brain at the out the window with that. I don't care. Check my brain at the door rather. And then Laurie's in the hospital the whole time, so you get minimal Laurie. It's great. She's out of commission, and you just get Michael slaughtering people like he's the Incredible Hulk. It's fun. It is kind of like fan fiction, but I just accept it for what it is. That's exactly how I watch a movie like Alien Resurrection. Love the original Alien. Love Aliens. I can understand why people hate Alien Resurrection, but I look at Alien Resurrection as this is the AVP comics come to life. It's like somebody took the comic books that Dark Horse was doing and decided to make a film adaptation where it's kind of like over the top, not too dark, very comic booky, a lot of action, jokes. Like it's kind of got a weird, like tongue in cheek sense of humor all through it. And it's fun. If I just kind of remove myself from it and I don't really think of it too much as canon, whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever. They can do worse. Yeah, look at that. Mendoza says Halloween Kills is fun. It's the most fun of the trilogy because it just sticks to the mindless fun. It just like just show me.
Painful to watch. The acting is painful, man. I can't get past it. I'm
How
sorry.
How many movies do you love with terrible acting though? Like
you
lots.
You got Anthony Michael Hall. I mean, these
don't
these are solid.
Don't you like Sorority House Massacre and Slumber Party? Don't you like those fucking movies? Those all have terrible acting.
From the fucking 80s.
So what? So that's an excuse? What?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Why?
I mean, these are actors that have actually been around. I mean,
I will say this
dialogue shit.
I will say this: Halloween. These are studio films. They should be able to afford the best, and they should. They have the budget. So there's that. So I guess that separates it from.
I don't hate anybody that likes it. It's not my thing. Whatever.
Let me see. Schizophreniac is better. What I consider good is subjective. Yeah, awful film. No, I'm just being a contrarian. I don't care. But like I said, I'm just so numb to it. I'm not offended at anything anymore because it's like whatever.
I'm not offended. I'm just tired of it, man. It's like coming out with a sequel or remaking Cannibal Holocaust. It can't be done.
I wonder if people talk about AI and AI gonna take jobs and do writing. I wonder if the first films they would experiment with like AI writing would be a remake because the template's all already there, right? Hey, look, 1978 Halloween, make a remake for 2024 with this central theme. You would think like there's so much shit about Halloween online. You'd think that would be the easiest thing to.
The sad thing is, it probably sold too.
Oh, it would. No, it's gonna happen. Like, dude, technology is a freight train. People can hate it. I hate it, but it always takes over. You have to get on the train or jump off. I mean, it sucks. The only thing it's just gonna be and it'll get to a point, especially with like the art and stuff. It's gonna get to a point where you're not gonna know the difference. We're already almost to the point where your average person can't tell a difference when they see AI art. We're still there where like if you know enough about art or you're a professional artist, you can kind of see the cracks. But in another year or two, it's going to be indistinguishable. And at that point, it's not going to be an argument of is this as good as what real people can come up with? It's going to be a whole argument of morality.
Well, and it's going to be like, who's your favorite director? It's AI query script 72296 is my favorite director, which is fucking ridiculous.
I was listening to a podcast where somebody was on the side of it. One person was against it like vehemently, and the other person was like totally embracing it. Like, because they were like, yeah, my favorite artist is one of those like the biggest art generator, and he was joking, but he loves it. He's like, oh, I love it. He's like, it's just as good. He didn't quite see the value in it. He's like, he was all about it. And this is a guy who was in the creative space, not drawing or not in art, but he was in the development and creative space. And if a guy like this is so for it, it just tells me that everybody else will be too. And then once our boomer asses die out or get so old where our voices don't fucking matter anymore, you know, our kids and grandkids are going to be born into this normality, and they're not going to know any different. And they're going to, just like how, you know, maybe, I don't even want to say kids, just even people our age that aren't film enthusiasts, they get instantly turned off when a movie is old. My my
Yeah.
wife's like that. I mean, my wife's a bit younger than me, but whenever something like is 70s or 80s, a lot of times she will just instantly be disinterested because it's an old movie. What? And one of her expressions is, "What in the old movie is this?" You know, and I it's just, I think it's going to be that way for kids in the future, where this AI generated stuff is so normalized that you're going to try and pop in a movie that was pre AI takeover, and a kid's just going to be turned off of it for
Well,
whatever reason.
I don't think it's going to be my kids' generation. I think it's going to be their kids' generation
Could be.
because everything now is, of course, YouTube content. The YouTubers will
Mhm.
be gone within the next, 15 years. YouTube will probably not exist because it'll be all AI. So I think it'll be down the road, but yeah, it's
The
coming up
only
pretty
thing,
quick.
it's not going to go away. The only thing that can maybe help stuff is reform of some kind. We got to put laws into place, and you know, because at the end of the day, government has to step in to reform, because it's gonna affect too many jobs, I think. And it's like, I
Yeah, oh
get it.
yeah.
It happens. Technology comes in, jobs are antiquated, and you got to keep up with the Joneses, get new skills. But I just think this is going to be such a huge blow to everything. I just think there's not that many damn AI jobs. Not everybody can just read, like, everything's going to be, you could argue AI could do anything, right?
I'm already coding with AI, so yeah, it's coming
But
up quick, man.
I mean, literally, I'm surprised we've talked about it since we were little kids. Like, oh, like someday they're gonna get the robots to flip the burgers. But literally, what is to stop you putting in some machinery in there, you coding it with the right AI and sensory, and it, because what do the fast food restaurants want anyway? They want consistency.
Yep.
Robotic is probably what they want. This isn't like a fine dining establishment where, you know, the chef can cook up his own soup du jour that day, right, based on what they have in house, and they got to get, or what the fresh catch is, the local market. They can get creative, and they're not fucking like doing stuff to taste, you know, absolutely dreadful. No. McDonald's, they want it to be streamlined. In fact, people get pissed when your order's not streamlined. I know I do. It's like you order something like, what the fuck is it? They forgot this. They forgot the fucking yeah, you put in a robot that is just coded to not fuck up. It,
Well, and you don't have
I,
to pay for health benefits or anything like that. So, of course, it's gonna be cheaper.
you know, and then, well, I mean, I think at that point, what's the only thing that's stopping that is the cost of the tech. I don't know. Maybe is the cost of the tech cheaper
The
than
the robot can work
the
what
labor?
24 hours a day. I mean, he
Yeah,
doesn't need time off. So,
the robot could work 24 hours a day. It's just how much it would cost to get the machine, and how much it would cost to maintain them when they go down.
I'm sure
Um,
it'd be cheap compared to labor.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, it's like, dude, I mean, maybe these places, maybe half these joints are overstaffed, with a bunch of lazy kids that don't want to work. And there's such a huge turnover. Those kind of jobs, man, you have people come in and they don't show up the next day, and you've wasted a weekend training them. Yeah. I mean, we're just gonna get there. And I just think that, the arts, dude, that's the thing that should be held special. Like, come on, man. Like, that's what fucking separates us from the animals, dude. The apes, dude. Like, come on. Is creativity,
And
right?
it,
The
and
cave,
it seems like people want that first. I mean,
pre,
AI.
pre, prehistoric beings were still writing on caves, dude. You know, they were drawing pictures and stuff like that. It's like, this is literally what separates us from the animals. Flipping burgers doesn't. Like, that sucks. I think that's a threat. But the thing is we've always thought, like, literally for 40 years, everybody's been joking about, oh, someday the robots are going to start flipping. I think we've all kind of seen that part coming. I didn't think I don't think we realized it was going to be something as broad as like AI, but yeah, it would all be AI. Um, but I just think the art and movies and films and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I feel bad about the timing it is for some people. Like, can you imagine somebody just now at a point where they're breaking whatever industry they're trying to be in, and they've worked so hard and they've worked so hard, and only to be like, they just missed the boat.
Yeah, I heard
It's like,
radiology is going all AI. So it's like a lot of these jobs are just,
I
automated now.
I think some AI. I was listening to some podcast where they were talking about the possibilities of AI is probably going to be the thing that finds the cures for cancer and all kinds of stuff, which I think it could be great. Like, it's like if you put a computer to the task who can just go through all the algorithms and all the combinations, and they literally can make health advancements, why not? I mean, that stuff's great, but
I think
like
they
I
already
said,
have that, but that's for a different show.
I think I don't care about anything else. I just think the arts is literally jobs come and go. Jobs come and go. Like, what if there's a million of you guys out there that are graphic designers that weren't graphic designers 40 years ago. It wasn't a thing 50 years ago, 60 years ago. We had great grandparents that worked in coal mines that aren't doing that kind of shit anymore. There's just
Well,
that
I'm telling my boys to become electricians or something. They have a
yeah,
trade.
the
Supposed to be
trades are going to be
around
the
for
last.
another. Yeah.
They're going to plumbers, that's going to be the last thing to go. And that stuff's been around the longest as it is. And so, but above all that, so I don't care so much about that. I mean, I work, you too, the way what we do with our jobs and how we do our jobs could absolutely be automated if you had strong enough AI. Right now you can't, because what I do, there's too much money on the line, right? Whereas, like, there's the human element where I have to make certain judgment calls, and I have to make, and if I screw up, or if there's neglect from somebody else that I'm trying to fight, the bank could lose a ton of money. The regulation could get violated, and so right now maybe not yet, but if you get AI that's good enough to just not fuck up, of course I would be the first one out. But I would rather my job go and me get a fat severance paycheck and me figure something else out than I just don't want to grow up. I don't want a kid to grow up in the world without, like, they're not going to know any better, but I'm going to be that boomer that's like, you just don't realize how it used to be, kid. Like, man, I used to worship this guy or this writer, or this director, or this musician or whatever. And they're going to look at it like it's just old man talking at the clouds. They're just going to look at it like, you know,
Well,
it's sad.
a lot of these YouTubers nowadays, like, I'm sure that there's AI YouTubers like that we don't even know about, man. It's that good. AI is that good now, man. I don't know if you've
You
watched
think
some of
there's,
these videos.
yeah, no, it's getting really, really, really good. No, of course.
It's
Yeah.
it's
I
crazy
mean,
because a lot of the Instagram models are AI now.
oh
And
yeah, no, I've
but
seen those, and a lot of them are open about it. Hey, I'm an AI model, and it's so funny because they'll put it in the caption, but most of the neckbeards don't even bother reading the fine print, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're so sexy, baby. God, come here." I'm like, it's literally AI generated,
yeah,
and
which
they
is
it's like
crazy.
they all sound stupid. It's like 99% of the population is like, those show me your bobs. It's just
Mhm.
like, I don't know.
And
It's a weird thing, man.
whoever controls the algorithm controls everything.
Hmm.
So that's scary, man.
Yeah, I don't like the new world coming, but we gotta somehow try. I can't be scared of it either. It's like I'm trying to really cut my teeth and get into something that is already fucking antiquated at this point.
If
But
if the politicians haven't been talking about it for the past 10 years, I mean, we're fucked, man. I mean, this should have been ironed out years and years ago.
yeah, because it came out of
AI
fucking
laws.
nowhere.
Yeah.
It literally just the rise of it happened overnight,
So we're gonna be
and
fucked.
yeah, no, it's a bummer. And but I can't let it scare me, man. I can't. I've like, for example, I'm trying to do some film work, and I've dumped a ton of money in this short film that I'm doing. I kind of had I had an idea I gotta get new work, man. I gotta get out of the field that I'm at. I thought about maybe starting a business, um, a commercial production house, right? We have quite a few in town, but there's enough market for everybody. There's always new clients and small businesses popping up. Somebody that wants video work done for their business. Even that, it's like I don't care, man. I can't give up on it. I still love writing. I love film. I'm still gonna do it. I just think it's gonna have to change. I think you can't put your, I think it's gonna be like the music industry, right? So the music industry was foretelling of all this stuff happening because the music industry shit the bed about 20 years ago and the writing was on the wall. The whole Lars was right thing. But nowadays, you have your artists that were around pre 2000 that were huge, that are sort of grandfathered in. Metallica, AC/DC, all these bands, they're going to make so much fucking money with touring and merchandise. They wouldn't have to sell another record again. It doesn't matter. It's like records. It's not part of it's not part of it anymore. But if you're a band that is getting started post 2000, it's just tough. It's not that you can't do it, but like the days of making good money doing it if you're successful are like slim and
Yeah.
none.
Yeah.
It's just like, and so I just think you have to adjust your expectations. So in my case, look, I love the film thing. I think it's amazing. I have no aspirations of doing a Hollywood thing. Why would I do, like, I don't have these crazy delusional ideas of moving to LA and getting in bed with Universal and Blumhouse. And no, the way I have to accept that, look, income's probably not coming from this serious income. I'm just good, but I might as well just do stuff indie. And I hope more filmmakers need to go that route. And there just needs to be a stronger indie movement. And maybe there always will be sort of a niche marketing for films that were not done with AI, maybe if we're lucky. And maybe people can be a part of that. I don't know. Or you just got to be smart about how you make your money, because there's some bands that came out in the music industry that came out at the that were coming right at the perfect time of the rise of streaming and
Yeah.
Spotify, that were smart and could have enough foresight to be like, I'm gonna work out my deal with whoever signs me. Either I'm not gonna do a record company, I'm gonna make my money my own way, SoundCloud, I'm gonna do it with viral marketing, or I'm gonna ink a certain deal that helps me with the streaming residuals. It's the people that inked contracts right as this shit was bubbling, they got fucked. Right,
Mhm.
because if Spotify is like a new thing, or not even Spotify, or like iTunes or whatever, and it's kind of there, but it hasn't completely shattered the normal model yet. You sign a record deal, you sign a 10 album deal with Atlantic Records, and you sign away your soul thinking, okay, they're getting the lion's share, but you know what? I'm going to get such and such money. I'm going to get this on the back end. I'm going to get this much money per album sold. Well, guess what? In 5 years, nobody is selling albums anymore, and it's all about ticket sales. So you are literally making no money. And these record labels, they're banks. They front you a bunch of money to do all the stuff you got to do, and then you have to pay them back. And a lot of times, if you're a Korn or a Kid Rock, you would have to sell about 8 or 9 million records of your album just to like start profiting a little bit off of it, because you had to pay them back first. And now those bands that were just coming in at the wrong time, they're just never getting out of the hole. And then they're getting dry. It's just different. You just have to have different expectations. There's not going to be any more Iron Maidens. There's not going to be any more Metallicas. Learn to fucking mime into a mic like Drake and do your fucking beats at home. And then because even those guys, they're TikTok. It's all about streaming and going viral. They found a way to change it. Rock right now, the biggest movement for rock in fucking 20 years, because rock's basically just on life support, but rock music, nothing. When new metal was around, that was huge. You had Korn,
Yep.
you had Limp Bizkit, you had these bands on TRL going neck and neck with Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Literally, you would have like the number one and number two video. It would be like an NSYNC and then like Korn behind it. That's wild. We haven't had that kind of like peak since. But nowadays, they kind of have the TikTok band movement, right? And now, as our buddy Pat pointed out, was a good point. He said back in the past, the mainstream always found a way to find what was going on in the underground. The mainstream eventually found it. Now it's different. Now you have the underground going to TikTok and trying to play the game. It's not TikTok finding them. So Ghost blew up because of TikTok, right? The Mariana Cross or whatever. And then now you have that band Sleep Token. They fucking suck. I can't get into it. They're
Never heard of.
huge. They're the biggest rock band to come out in 10 years. But
Really?
anyway, yeah. And when I say big, you gotta adjust for deflation
Are they
here.
pop metal or what are they?
It's like weird fucking sexy R&B vocals over metal. It's not good. I don't like it. They wear masks. How original, right? They're like cloak. They look like Ghost, but you can't see their faces. It's
Yeah, but
dumb.
Ghost is great, man. Ghost has been good for
But hear
ever.
me out. Now it's a whole thing, and everybody's trying to chase that TikTok wave, and it's all done through management. It's not like it's not happenstance. It's like I'm sure you have record labels that have infiltrated TikTok and infiltrated influencers to like, hey, put this band's song in your TikTok so we can gain viral. And then that's all you want. All these bands want a viral song. They want a viral song on TikTok because that's, dude, what was that? Kate Bush, a fucking song that was 40 years old was the number one hit last year or 2 years ago, whenever it was, because of TikTok. It was number one. That is wild. TikTok is so popular and it blows me away. But the Deftones are fucking huge right now because of TikTok. They've always kind of like, they've always had their Deftones always had their fan base with us boomers, right? And they've always been around. They'll play like, 1 to 2,000 seats. They've always been Deftones. But now they got this huge fucking reach with kids because they've just blown up on TikTok. So they're like big now. It's fucking wild. And what do they call it? What do the kids call it? They're calling it baddie core. Because okay, I'm gonna get cringe, right? So you know how like it's like cringe speak where it's like, oh, she's a baddie, like the Instagram baddies. Oh, she's a baddie. It's these fucking cringe people doing thirst traps.
What's baddie?
When you're a bad bitch, you're sexy, right? It's just fucking cringe,
Okay.
right? Oh, she's a baddie. They're calling it baddie core because you have all these like metal bands that are coming out and they're like trying to be like fucking fuck boys. Like they're like doing the TikTok shit, the TikTok faces, and they're kind of like pretty boys, but they're like metal and they're doing the screamo thing. They're calling it baddie core. It's fucking cringe.
Ugh.
And
Well,
it's
I'm not in the metal scene anymore.
there's so much that all the bands that are big, I think, have mostly come out of TikTok, right? That's how they've blown up, rather. And whatever, I mean, like I said, they're adapting. That's how you have to fucking do it, unfortunately. I mean, the biggest bands that have the biggest bands at the top right now that have come out in the last 15 years are only big because of TikTok. So, and that's Ghost. That is Ghost too. Ghost was a buzz band. No, yes,
They were big. They were big, but well, they weren't as big.
No, exactly. Ghost was a buzz band. They were buzzing and they're kind of popular in the metal world. But then Mariana Cross hit on TikTok.
That song sucks too.
Doesn't fucking matter though, but it became a viral thing, and you had all these little 12-year-olds shaking their asses on TikTok to Mariana Cross, unironically, and then boom, now they're like another level. They took that next leap up. Now they play big shows by themselves, arenas. It's like, dude, it's TikTok. But anyway, it's just the way
I'm not for government overreach. I hate the government, but they should close down fucking TikTok. I hate fucking TikTok.
it's just because we don't understand it. It's just how the kids consume their content. And as Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank said, TikTok's amazing for promotion. He says if the government decides to if they make China, if they ban it from here, China's just gonna sell it and he'll be buying it because it's amazing for promotion.
What are they going to have? Like 2-second TikToks, or they're going to come up with something new? I mean,
it is great for promotion because it is conditioned an entire generation to consume 5 to 15-second content, which is perfect for advertisements.
That's not healthy though.
It's dude, I watch the wife just kind of flick through TikToks, and then she'll be like in bed and sometimes I'll look over her shoulder, and sometimes I'll see something like, oh, what's that? Because there are creators on TikTok who have, like recipes. There's all kinds of stuff. You could be talented and be on TikTok and be using that platform if that's what you got to do. But she'll be flicking through stuff real fast. And, she'll stop for a second, be like, and I'll actually, it'll catch my eye. Like, what is this person saying? And then she'll like get bored in 2 seconds. Like, oh, I'm like, I was actually watching that. She's like, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it.
I'm such a boom. I listen to like 2-3 hour radio shows in bed, like on my
Yeah, no, no,
transistor
no.
radio, dude. Like I do that shit because
Well,
I like.
I don't do that, but
Well,
I'm the same way. I watch old episodes of Howard Stern on YouTube. I just watch. I'll lay in bed. I'll let 4 hour old episodes run,
I'll fall
and then
asleep and then I'll wake up and yeah, in the
I'll
middle of.
watch. Yeah, I listen to podcasts. I love all that stuff, but yeah, I'm just so out of it. But I'm not dumb enough to just not understand that it's just where it is, and that's where you got to go. And I don't really blame the music industry for going that route too, because it's working. And at the end of the day,
I'll let
these
you go
bands.
there, man. I ain't doing that shit.
No, no, no. I didn't say I was fucking going there, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, as much as like maybe the bands that these new bands that are getting big from it are cringe, it's not bad for the scene
Yeah,
because it's keeping the scene alive. And even if like I don't like those bands, maybe these people will get into these fuckboy bands and then they'll pick up a Morbid Angel record down the road. You never know. You need your gateway, right? I mean, it's your gateways. And the gateways can't stop at fucking Metallica and AC/DC and Guns N' Roses. That can be the end of it.
but do they have
So it
the
has
attention? Do they have the attention span to listen to a 4 minute, 5 minute song? Or
no, and that's it.
prog metal's dead. Then I mean,
Maybe it's has it ever been alive? It's like, but I
all
love
the
it. But
Tool
that's
fans will be upset.
but prog metal has always been niche to a degree, right? But I just think that maybe they can get through a song, but you're going to see that reflected because albums are going the way of the dodo. They've been kind of saying that for 10 years now, but I really think it's really coming where you're going to have most bands not release. You're going to go back to the Elvis days. They're going to go back to the 50s where they're just going to release singles. And it's just
Yeah,
like every now and again, we're going to release a song on Spotify and we're going to release another song. When we have time to go in the studio, we're going to release another song because that's all people want anyway is good songs. And then I've listened to podcasts and shit where there's legacy artists. There's bands that have been around for a long time that are like, why albums are dated? Like, why would we waste the money and the time to go make a full album when people only listen to one or two songs? Because that's where
yeah.
it is now. It's like it's the singles. It's like people aren't listening to the the ones that aren't getting picked up viral. They're not getting pushed as like a YouTube single or what. It's like, why would we do that? So we might as well go in and knock out one great song and put all of our promotion behind that one song instead of a whole album that people aren't going to listen to. And then it has its own room to breathe. And then maybe a few months later, we go in, we put another song out. That sounds really tedious because I grew up in the album era, but it is what it is. That's just what's going to happen. And I think Metallica, they're old. They've only got probably one more album in them, maybe two. They'll probably do it the old school way. Those kind of guys, they'll probably do it the way they've been doing for their last run, right? That's normal. But anybody that was like 90s onward, dude, I think it's going to be dead. And that's sad too, but whatever, as long as AI is not doing it, I'll fucking adapt. Like I said, the album format wasn't created until the Beatles, really, so it's relatively young. But what do we got here? Silhouette, he had to go eat. Cool. Get a song. Yeah, get a song on a series. Yeah, whatever. I mean, it is what it is, man. Darth Goracorn, I agree. I've watched intelligent people start watching TikTok and turn into really mentally fragile people. My favorite thing is watching these people. You thought YouTube was bad, where it's like you have these people that are bottom feeding on YouTube. I mean, I get it. When people do reaction content, it's bottom feeding. It's like,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
done that. We watched Corey Feldman videos making fun of it. And I get it. It's like, oh, we're basically just piggybacking off somebody else's hard work. But I don't give a shit, man. Sometimes it's just fun and you're putting too much into it. Like sometimes it's just fun to watch it with friends. It's like whatever. We've done enough. I don't give a shit. But TikTokers, it's just full of these bottom feeders on crack, man. And it's these people trying to take down people. That's the weirdest thing. Like there's when the cancel culture thing was raging in full storm. I think it's waning now, but dude, that was insane. Where you had like these 12-year-olds coming up with TikToks where they were unearthing old footage from artists or bands or whatever, as if they were Indiana Jones with some relic that had never been discovered. And I'm over here like my age, like I've been watching this fucking clip for 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, what are they trying to do? There was that one chick that was, oh, what happened? I think there was one girl that created a TikTok and she got real big overnight because it was like why your fave is problematic. You remember that? I think that's where TikTok. It was. I was catching this on the YouTube and Twitter, but she had a TikTok channel called "Why Your Fave Is Problematic," and she was just like some 15-year-old, 16-year-old, and each TikTok focused on a really renowned artist, and she was like, "This is why they're problematic to culture," and she like find an old clip that's racist, that's sexist, whatever, and she was trying to like getting buzzed to get canceling people, and I'm like, this fucking kid is going around trying to cancel people. What a fucking dumb bitch. And one day she came after my boys Metallica. And she's like, oh. And she's like, because Metallica was blown up on TikTok because of Master Puppets, right? I mean, they, like I said, they don't need TikTok's help, but whatever. It was big. And then you have bitches like this that were jumping on whatever the biggest trend is. It's this whole thing of whoever's riding high, you want to bring them down. Why? This is in human nature to like not want to see people succeed, and you got to drag them down to a level closer to your own. It's weird. So I remember they were riding high, and she's like, "Well, I got to like capitalize on this." And she pulled this old clip from a VH1 like tour special from like the St. Anger days, and then you had James Hetfield on a plane. It's the kung fu. He had like orange slices, and he put them on his eyes. Oh, he was doing he was doing it. I shouldn't have. I didn't mean to do that, guys. Did you see me do the eyes? I'm not trying to do that. But it was like, and that's the kind of humor that used to pass when he was growing up, and even when I was growing up. You used to watch comedians do it all the time. It's just, it's the flappy dicky and the buck teeth and and he was just doing it and he was being silly. And then like she pulled that thing. It's like he's a racist. This is insensitive. And then she pulled out the old pictures that's famous, like back in the Black Album days, where him and Lars were in a hallway doing the Hitler. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were, but it's like there's no like, dude. I know Metallica. Like clearly that was what's it called? They were parody. They weren't being serious. They were making so. It's so stupid, man. And then I think that bitch actually canceled her channel after that one because I think the fans jumped on her hardcore and they started cyberbullying her, as they should. Fucking, I'm with our buddy Pat. Pat was like, you know what? Bullying has a purpose, and this is why bullying was invented. And then
I got bullied a lot in the 90s. It helped me out quite a bit.
Dude, but I'm saying this chick is like 16, 17-year-olds trying to catch an easy buck on the TikTok wave, get followers, and she's trying to bring people down in a not very classy way. And then like certain fan bases, in this case, the Metallica fan base, bum rushed her like crazy, started making her life hell, terrorizing her online to where she had to delete everything or block all her accounts and disappear with her tail between her legs. Good. Like this isn't the Wild West anymore. It's like now you have like the world's magnifying glass on you. Back when like the cyber chat rooms and all that shit were a thing in the forums, it was the whole keyboard warrior thing. Like, oh, you wouldn't say this shit if you weren't anonymous behind a keyboard. Well, now we're in this era where everybody has to be photographed and everybody has to be on TikTok. Everybody has to make viral video content. You're not hiding behind a keyboard anymore. And I don't think you deserve, if you're not going to say it to me or say it to somebody in the streets where somebody could retort, you're going to get fucking attacked digitally online.
Here's the thing though. Like, every kid, I would recommend every kid growing up nowadays, they need to get punched in the face once at least.
Get their ass beat once, yeah.
They need to, because that'll humble you, man. I mean, a lot of people think they're invincible because they never got their ass kicked. It's like, well, we've all got our ass kicked. I mean,
yeah.
And you're better for it, man.
Okay, so I was already getting my ass kicked by my dad, so I already knew what it was like. But I got
you know what I'm saying though.
I've told this story to you at least, but I got jumped one time when I was in the 6th grade, man. There was this older kid who was a couple grades older. Wasn't too big of a deal. He was giving my brother a hard time because my younger brother was a little bit of an easier target when he was younger, really frail, and he was kind of quirky, and he was getting picked on. And I came to his defense and I started, just running my mouth off. This particular kid, I'm not saying it was a good thing to do, but I used what I had in my arsenal. This kid's dad had recently committed suicide. And I decided to call out his fucking dead dad. Like,
Dude, that's brutal.
Well, he was being a little asshole. He was
Yeah.
picking on my brother who's even younger than me. And this guy, this guy was like 2 years older than me, and he was picking on my younger brother. It was not cool. And yeah, I'm not gonna play Dr. Phil. Now I could probably unpack a lot of like emotional damage he was going through that made him act that way. But like, what was I gonna say? I wasn't bigger than him, so I started making jokes or calling him out. Something I don't remember what I said, but it was across the line type of thing. Anyway, it became one of those like, oh yeah, meet you here by the flagpole, meet you at the tree or whatever in the neighborhood, like at this park. I think it was like it was a local park within the neighborhood. Okay, fine. And it became that thing like, oh man, meet me there at sundown. And I remember being like, oh shit. And I remember asking my dad, like, what should I do? He's like, you can't chicken out. Like, okay. Like, it's like you can't chicken out. It's like, I was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And I was going to go. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do, but I was going to go. I'm like, all right, I guess it's time to see what I'm made of. This guy's not that much bigger than me. He's a little older, but not that much bigger. It's fine. Anyway, that day I went to go meet my fate with this fight, and I didn't even make it out of my yard because I was walking like blocks away to this park, and as I was walking, I lived on a corner house, a corner
Mhm.
lot, and so I had like that side yard going on, right? So I'm going to leave my house, and I'm cutting through my yard on the side, and I'm gonna cross the street on the side. Well, unbeknownst to me, as soon as I like enter the side of my house and start going down this hill that led to the street, this kid and about five other dudes that were in high school were hiding behind our bushes on the side of the house. They jumped me. It was downhill, and so they pushed me, and I rolled. They pushed me into the street, and I fucking tumbled into the middle of the street, and they all ganged up on me and just started kicking my face in. These are
Jeez.
and I knew this fucking asshole. They were sophomores. They were 10th graders, dude. Fucking beer drinking, fucking chest hair and driving, dude. And they were
Yeah.
beating the shit out of me, and I was probably fucking 11. Anyway, so I don't remember much of anything. I just remember like walking and getting jumped and pushed, and then them just piling on me, man. Just piling on me, and just I. It didn't really even hurt after the first couple hits to the head. You go into what is it, the adrenaline, and
Oh
you
yeah.
kind of numb to it. And so I was just like, protecting the face the best I could, protecting the head, and they just beat the shit out of me. And then after they did, and it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't blame him at all because this is not exactly a fair fight. My dad went because my dad, like I said, he knew what was going on, but I was supposed to be going to the park. He's like, hey man, go do it. It's just you and this other kid. It's part of growing up. But they were doing this right outside of our house on the street on the corner. My dad overheard it. He kept his bedroom window open all the time. Like he's always,
Yeah.
and he heard it, and he just comes out and he broke up the fight. He comes outside with a board of wood, a 2x4 or something. I don't remember what it was, some kind of board, a block of wood. And he goes up to him and he fucking hits it on a tree. It breaks in half. He starts going, and he came out like in his fucking whitey tighties, which is kind of humiliating. But, but you know what? Um, so they ran off, and I remember they ran off and they scattered. And it was one of those things where I'm still fucking laying in the street, and they scatter and they're like hiding behind bushes, and my
Yeah.
dad's fucking
Yeah.
calling them out. I see you, little fucking pick ass motherfucker, like pussies, whatever. And then my dad didn't help me up. I think I just got up myself eventually. But yeah, I got up, and luckily it was the summertime, so I didn't have to go into any school or anything looking this. But dude, my face was fucked up. I wish I had cell phones back then because I'd still have the picture today. And I remember just like going to the bathroom and just looking at my fucking face, and I saw it literally swelling up in real time. And I had just like fucking. I'm surprised my nose wasn't broke. But bloody nose, two black eyes, fucking blood coming out of my mouth. Dude, they fucking assaulted me big time. And then the next day, dude, I had a puffed up balloon face, dude. I couldn't even open
Jeez.
my eyes. Yeah, I got the fucking shit kicked out of me. I had about 5 kids that were 16 years old. And like I said, I couldn't see because I was too busy fucking guarding my shit. I'm sure the fucking kid I was supposed to fight was in there too. He was probably getting a few good hits in too. But anyway, one of these guys was his older brother. It was
Mm.
his older brother and all his friends. And anyway, foul wasn't good. And but it taught me, he's like, you know what? It doesn't hurt that bad to get hit. As long as you don't get killed, It's like, yeah, I got it. You literally stop feeling it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember my dad was giving me tips when I was just supposed to fight this one kid. He was like, I asked him, he's like, what should I do? He's like, what's he look like? He's like, what is identifiable about him? Does he have braces? I'm like, he does. You fucking fuck up his teeth. He's like, you fucking smash his fucking teeth in with those braces. Fuck his shit up. There's like, he's like, you hit him in the mouth and you don't stop hitting him. Don't hit him and fucking stop. You hit him, you fucking keep hitting him in the fucking face. And you smash his teeth up. I was like, oh, and I felt empowered, like, yeah, it's a good idea. I didn't even get to fucking try it, dude. I didn't even get to try it.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that. I mean, I've had stories like getting hit in the head with a bat by somebody.
That's
There was
bad.
also a story of so my brother and my friend and I used to play like street football growing up. So like after work, we'd like go outside. We worked at a grocery store, played street football with some of the other kids. Um, all of a sudden, a car pulls up, starts talking shit to us because we're out playing football. They steal our ball, and then I started talking shit to them, and then the dude puts a gun in my face, dude, and that fucking humbled me. I don't know if you ever had a gun pulled in your face, dude. Um,
Yeah, not in my
oh
face. One
god,
time, the only time I could say about that, it wasn't like a situation like that. You remember when we were going to band camp?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, this this radio festival, local to our city at the time, just put on by the local radio station, so nothing you guys would ever hear about. And I remember it was Nickelback headlining at the height of their "This Is How You
yeah, yeah.
Remind Me," and then below him was Jerry Cantrell, who we were going to see, and then like Tommy Lee had a solo album out, and that was just sort of a novelty.
It's okay. We
And
should listen to that too, by the way.
it's okay, it's
Yeah.
okay. I don't know how much of these videos we're gonna be able to get into. We'll have to listen to a couple because we're already
After
an hour
after
in.
after this story, let's get into
Yeah,
it.
yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll have to listen to that. Anyway, and then like other than that, it was like honestly the most terrible radio rock bands at the time. Like all, and then when Kitty was there, strangely, I thought
Yeah,
Kitty was kind of out of place because they were like new metal. This wasn't a metal festival at all. How
no,
it's very alt rock, and anyway, I don't. I was, gosh, man, I was walking because I lived across the street from. I don't even. Is Oakview Mall even there anymore? It's not doxing,
yeah,
right? Didn't they close
it's
it
there.
down? Is it?
No, it's still there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought they closed that shit down.
I was there a
I
few
thought I
weeks ago.
read. What did they? Is it just like a ghost mall now, though?
No, you're thinking of Crossroads.
Yeah, but I thought something with Oakview happened. Anyway, regardless, neither here or there.
It got
I
sold.
was walking.
It's still there.
I was walking across the street, like under the bridge. I would walk, and I'd go to like this Oakview area, and I think I was gonna meet you like at the mall or Hype. I don't know, whatever. I was gonna stay the night with you, and we're gonna go to band camp the next day. On my walk, because it was nighttime. It
Yeah.
wasn't like I don't remember. Maybe it was really late, and I just don't quite remember. But maybe it was late enough. Dude, this fucking cop pulled me over because I guess I looked sus. Maybe I was wearing a hoodie or something. I don't even remember what
You're
I was
just
wearing.
walking, and they pulled
I
you
was
over.
walking and I had my fucking Walkman on, like old school. I had a JVC like Discman,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I was literally listening to 101 Proof Pantera like a
Yeah.
fucking baller. I was like, I loved it, dude. Answer me, you hear the fucking bass, boom, 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 and I'm just like in it, dude. I'm just like I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. I'm just walking, and there was this fucking cop that had stopped me. I looked sus, and I wasn't hearing him. And I finally realized that there was a cop there. Like, holy shit! And then I couldn't hear anything because Pantera's blasting, and I go to take my shit off, and then he reaches, dude. Like, God, I'm a fucking
Oh,
kid. Like, I am fucking a kid. What are you talking about? And then it was just a brief interaction. Then he let me go. Where are you going? What are you doing? I'm like, maybe it was past curfew. Maybe that was it. I don't fucking
they
know.
used to have
Maybe it was just
curfews like 10 o'clock. Yeah.
my only theory is maybe it was past curfew. I don't remember all the dialogue. Maybe it was past curfew at the time, even though it was a weekend, and that's why he was stopping me. And I was passing through like under a bridge, so it kind of looked a little, maybe that's not normal. I don't know, but it looked weird. And it was probably harmless enough. But then when he saw me fucking move, it was probably dark. He's like, "What the fuck are you reaching for?" I'm just trying to hear you, bro. Um, but that was the only instance I've ever had. But that was once I told him I'm just going to like fucking Hy-Vee or whatever the fuck it was. Like God, I'm like I literally came from that way right there, and I'm just going right there. I'm just fucking crossing the street, asshole. Anyway, The thing I remember fondly mostly is Pantera 101 Proof. I was listening to that album all the time during
Oh,
that
that's
period,
great,
man.
man.
That was the number one.
That's
That's what I love.
Cemetery Gates. I love that live song, man. Cemetery
That's
Gates.
why I love albums, man. Because back in the day we didn't have MP3s, and you had to bond. I would walk to school and I'd go through my CD book. That my collection was everything. I
I
just loved
remember you
building my.
had the biggest CD book, dude. You carried like a brick, or not a brick. I mean, this is like a portfolio, dude.
Yeah, and I
Around.
and I still and I still to this day I have 3 of those big fat bricks now. The big ones. And anyway, it was great, man. Like going through it, like just as important as it was picking your outfit for school. What album am I going to be tied to today? You pick one album because you can't switch. And I didn't know options, so I'd pick. I remember when White Pony came out. Ooh, that was my album of like
Yeah.
the fucking summer or whatever. And I was just listening to that shit. I didn't want to listen to anything else. It's like I just like abuse one album. I would wear it the fuck out. And then maybe that was Great Southern Trendkill. I remember at a point it was like Soulfly Primitive was one of them. And one of fun fact, one of the records, one of the CDs that I used to wear all the time was Todd's mixtape. And I still have it somewhere in one of my books. It just says West on it, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's got songs on it I would never otherwise like. I would never like, and I only like them because they're memories.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and it's so funny when I hear this is the story of a girl in Grand River, Virginia, where that's on one of these fucking discs. That song. Oh, if you really liked the band and you had their CD, 9 Days or whatever they're called.
My girlfriend at the time liked it, so I put it on there.
So, but if you had that record, you would know the sequence of an album. Be like, okay, well, this is going to go right into the next song.
Yeah.
I know these songs by the sequence of that mixtape. I'll never forget, dude. It went, and then it was Tool's H. You had
Slayer
what,
Bloodline on there. Was that on there?
no. Tool H was on. I need to go back and listen to it because I feel like I'm forgetting something. I know it had Tool H. I know it had
Perfect Circle.
Don't touch. It had the interstitial. You had Vacation, just the audio in between
Oh
one
yeah,
of
that
them.
was back in the Napster days where you just downloaded everything.
Yeah,
Even like
and it had no. There was no Perfect Circle. You had Tool H. You had Dave Matthews. Is it Ants Marching?
it
That
could.
was on
Yeah,
there.
it was probably on there.
Yeah, Ants Marching was on there. 9 Days, Story of a Girl. You had Father of Mine. Tell me where have you been?
Everclear.
Everclear was on there.
Everclear. Yeah.
And then you had I will never lie again. You will never
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, that
Immature,
was
dude.
Immature, dude.
Immature. Immature was on there.
Yeah, we
And
should pull them up too, dude.
I know there was more. I'm just like, but it was the strangest hodgepodge. I really think Tool H was the heaviest thing on that record. But it oh, and I want to say, gosh, was Dynamite Hack on there? That hip hop Boys in the Hood cover.
Boys in the Hood, yeah.
Because
That
the
was on there.
boys in the hood, yeah,
Are always hard. Yeah.
yeah, that might have been on there. And then it may or may not have had the Terminator 2 techno remix. Terminator.
Did it have the Soul for Real? My love, do you ever dream?
I don't recall that one, but so it was just stuff like that, and yeah, man, I love those memories, and I like listening to that shit. But anyway, yeah, so Hellbilly Deluxe, yeah, Blaine, Rob Zombie, that was
We
more of
listened
a,
to that all the time, though.
but
Hillbilly Deluxe.
that was more of a middle school thing. That popped off in 7th and 8th grade.
We still
is when
listen to it in high school, man. We still
I
rocking it.
But yeah, I remember we went to the state fair, in Lincoln, Nebraska, and then my dad bought the album at the state fair because he liked White Zombie, and I remember he was like listening to it on the way home or whatever. But he was obsessed with it, and then I remember he didn't let me like touch his stuff, so I remember when I did my first time doing Columbia House, getting the free CDs and not paying for them, I got Hellbilly Deluxe, and they sent me an edited one. And I couldn't really tell the album was edited. It probably was. Because I know he says the F word, but the only thing I knew was like airbrushed out like the pentagrams, because like on the cover it's got like the pentagram next to his head and shit like that. Like that was completely airbrushed out. There was no pentagram, and then like it had inlays of like skull and crossbones on the bind of the CD. Mine didn't. It was like weird. Like what they're taking away all the like dark and spooky imagery out of this. And I asked my dad, "Hey, can I trade cases with you?" He's like, "I don't want that shit." Like, oh man, all right. But anyway, yeah. So let's go ahead and watch a few videos to cap this off. Okay, so okay. Hey, before we play this, we're going to get demonetized instantly for this. I have to say, whatever. If we get demonetized, we get
I don't give a
demonetized.
shit.
But let's try our best to do what you're supposed to do and like pause it every 15 seconds for like a second to commentate, because that's how they do it. That's how the pro guys do it. They'll pause it every 10 to 15 seconds to make a comment and then play it again. But this is Tommy
We're gonna
Lee.
get demonetized for a 14-year-old Tommy Lee song, dude.
Okay. Hey, is this the one where he goes, "It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Hold me down,
right,
dude. This is his best song, dude.
All right." And he's like, and remember he's got that one, he's like, "Do you feel what I feel?" And he's like in the like windshield, like he's smushed on the windshield, dude. All right. So we gotta like, what Methods of Mayhem do? We gotta pull that up next. Okay, so let's go ahead and start it. Let's watch it.
All right. So this was a band camp, and this was probably the hit at the time in 2002, whenever it came out.
The hit. Damn near 60 or however old he is. Doing that kind of stuff is weird. And then he was on that tour he did with Def Leppard and Poison, and he was like flaunting it, like, "You guys like what you saw on Instagram? You want more of that?"
I don't think there's a guy on this planet that hasn't seen it. Like, even straight guys, dude. I mean, I've seen it everywhere, man.
But it's just
impressive. It's impressive. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but the guy is like 60 and he's acting like a 2-year-old, and then he's even like taunting it. Which, by the way, did you ever go see them with Alice Cooper and Def Leppard?
No, I didn't ever go to that show.
Post that, and then let's watch one more. The first foray outside of the crew was Methods of Mayhem. Can we watch Get Naked? Come on, baby, make it hot. And this is kind of weird at the time, because at the time, like hair metal and Motley Crue and all that sort of Get Naked. I don't know what Get Nasty is. It's Get Naked. Yeah, that's the first one. Get Naked. Hey, is that one? Hold on. HQ. Go to high quality down there. Maybe that's better. Go to the one that's 2 years old. So this is before we get into this video, it features Fred Durst, Lil Kim, George Clinton from the funk whatever Parliament. I can't say it, dude. I want to look at all the guest stars. Hold on.
Oh, Funkadelic.
Go click. Okay, so yeah, it's Lil Kim, Fred Durst, George Clinton, Mixmaster Mike. Okay, so anyway, this was a weird video at the time because Tommy Lee was chasing the new metal wave, and at the time he was more famous as a tabloid guy, but Motley Crue and all that shit was very, very old hat at the time. It was not cool in the age of new metal. Like the most uncool thing you could be was a new metal band. They were all just hair metal band. Anyway, but somehow he was able to transition with his celebrity, and he got like Lil Kim was relevant at the time. Fred Durst was very relevant at the time, and it was just wild to see him get this kind of coverage. He even did Ozfest this year. And so it was kind of, anyway, let's watch the video.
What year is this? 2003?
It would be 2000. No, this is not because this is before a solo record, and that was 2002 when we saw Bandcamp. This is probably 2001, 2000. Click on more information. I think it's 2000.
Is this the same album?
That's the album. Yeah, it's cringe. Okay. It looks like a fucking tramp stamp, like some
it's terrible, dude.
Lot Lizard back in the day. Hold on, Methods of Mayhem. I think it's like 2000, 2001, maybe 2000. Oh, 1999.
Oh, so this was prior.
This is at the height of new metal. Yeah, this is his first project outside of the crew. So anyway, let's go. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, Funkadelic and the Parliament. Hey, Silhouette said, just FYI, you're on Twitch. Okay, so I forgot about that. I guess Twitch is more sensitive, but fuck it. This is the last video we're watching, so we'll see if it's
who cares.
Just make sure to stop it. Try to be on, because Twitch is bad about catching this, I guess. So just maybe stop it every 15, 20 seconds. But there's gonna be a lot to talk about in this one, so you're gonna want to stop. All right.
I don't know if I've seen this video before.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard the song. don't remember the video.
It's all about his like tabloid stuff. Look, his dick, dude. $1 million tape. Shooting my jizzy jism, dude. Shooting my jizzy jism.
Hey, there's Pam, dude.
I know. He's watching his own sex tape, jerking off to it. What? Shooting his jizzy jism.
I remember back in the day,
Like
man. This
companion.
tape was like the holy grail, dude.
But it really isn't much compared. It's just like
It's not. But I mean, back in the '90s, when nothing like you couldn't find like internet stuff was. I mean, when you were a kid, I mean, you couldn't get in a hold of anything.
hey, if we get 10 more Patreon supporters this month, we'll watch Fred Durst. We'll watch Fred Durst's sex video for you guys. We'll watch. I would watch Kid Rock and Scott Stapp share a woman, dude. Remember that video?
I don't think I've ever seen that one, Scott
There's
Stapp. I would like to watch it.
Scott.
Scott
Stapp.
It's like a sex video or what?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, there's the Fred Durst sex video, but there's another sex video of Kid Rock and Scott Stapp both getting their dick sucked by a chick.
Jesus.
And like literally high-fiving each other. Yeah. Like just like what? And like the peak of their career, like 99.
Never mind.
2000.
Never mind. I thought you were talking about like a actual song or something.
No, dude, yeah, it was so funny. You're like, oh, I'd love to watch that. So I thought that was funny. Continue. Here we go.
There's the man there.
Chorus. Lil Kim. Riding a giant chicken or something. Naked. She looks all fucked up now, by the way.
Yeah. I don't
Like
know if she's on something or what.
She just kept getting plastic surgeries. Like she had plastic surgery here, but she wasn't far gone. She, you know, her the work she had done, she had like a nose job here. Whatever. It was
good looking too.
Yeah, especially here, she's fine. But after, dude, now pull up a separate video of Lil Kim or picture Little Kim today on another window. Don't close this out, but
I will.
Oh, Mendoza's seen the Kid Rock Scott Stapp video. Is it
What
good?
do you think? What do you think, Mendoza? Oh my goodness.
You got to share it with us, dude.
Okay.
There, you should be able to find like pictures of her like over the years where they show like all the different.
This is
the evolution.
Let me share.
What, Blaine? Us or Methods of Mayhem? Methods of Mayhem sucks.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
go ahead and find some more. Go down, find some images. Maybe type in Little Kim over the years. Oh, dude, like look at the purple, that famous dress from that.
Yeah.
Awards. Okay,
she was very attractive back then.
But she had some work done at this point. But this is where she should have stopped. Now go up to the top right though. Right there, the spark. Look at this. Look at right there. That is the same person. She's not even like the same tan. Dude, she's like Michael Jackson. She's like white in her skin. She was so much darker, and of course she's blonde and
horrible hair too.
Yeah, what's going on? But just one of these people. I'm not picking on her. She's just one of these people that
you gotta stop the plastic surgery.
It was that slippery slope. The thing is I think part of it is addiction, but part of it too is like you get work done. And then there's upkeep. Something goes wrong with it. You have to go back in to fix something that fucked up. And then it's a slippery slope. Go ahead and
George Clinton, dude.
Look at that. I don't even know who the fuck that is. That's his hype man, dude.
Obviously, dude. I don't know.
No. I like how Tommy Lee's just naked watching his video, dude. Like, yeah, this is a good music video. Shake my ding-a-ling like anything. It's terrible. Mixmaster Mike. Okay, from the Beastie Boys. Yeah, but this video was never like a TR. They would always play this video late at night on MTV After Hours.
I remember the song. I don't remember the actual video though. That's crazy, dude. I didn't know that.
Just bleep his ass, his asshole, dude. Let's just repeat this Fred Durst pre-chorus, and then Little Kim has the chorus.
Good song, dude.
It's really not.
Good song to play at the bar, dude.
I wonder if there's like an unedited version of this video.
I'm sure there is. You want me when you want.
Oh yeah, she's got a verse, dude. Did she have a dildo on, a strap on? Or was that a tassel?
I don't know.
It looks like a dildo, dude. It looks like a strap on, but it's a tassel. I bet you. I bet you'd let her mount your stallion.
No.
Look. It looks like a little dick flapping. It's kind of distracting. Look at those. Look at that white trash. Methods of Mayhem tattoo.
Ridiculous video, dude.
Look at those tattoos. That's like the Methods of Mayhem, like an M's, dude. I think it was 2 M's. It's so cringe. I wonder if he regrets those now. Oh, it ain't nothing to you slipping on a cum stain. Look. Yeah, you know what ain't nothing to you sleeping on a cum stain.
Oh my god, dude.
I wonder who that is.
This is the clean This isn't the clean version, dude.
Cringe. Yeah, Pam makes a little cameo. Yeah, maybe we should
comments, dude. What?
Yeah, this is it's like probably this is an upload with no views. Look, 1,200. You liked it, dude. Okay. Do you guys want? Is there one more? Maybe we can do one last video before we call it good stuff. I was hard throughout. 10 out of 10 is all you should say.
I'm not gonna go that far.
All right, so let's watch one new metal video that's actually good. What about what? Do anybody have any requests? There's a million I could go to. I kind of want to watch the Mudvayne dig, dude.
You want to watch? That's a great song, dude.
Let's do Mudvayne dig, the Berber ding. That's that gained some popularity in the meme war, the meme era. There you go. Go to the official Mudvayne one top. How does it look if you go to theater mode or something?
Yeah. Let me do that.
Does it look weird? There you go. We should have had this for Methods of Mayhem. Okay.
No, because then we get totally canceled, dude. We want to see that shit.
Think of the cum play. It ain't nothing to you sleeping on a cum stain. Nah. I just imagine him sitting at his kitchen table writing those lyrics.
Oh God.
So I want to say they were at a crossroads with their second album. I think there was 2 choices to make. One was they explore and develop this sound more, which was a very kind of proggy, avant-garde, complex version of version of new metal. It was very proggy, very, very intricate version of new metal. I think if they would have kept pursuing this and developed it over time, I think today they would be seen as like Tool. I think they could have that following where they, kind of like a Deftones. Deftones came from the new metal era, but
right.
they're not looked at as new metal. They're like the Deftones. They've become their own thing. And I just think that they could be seen as a pretty respected band.
They could be Slipknot. They could be Slipknot 2.0.
I don't think they would be Slipknot. I think they would be more like a Tool. I think they should have explored this sound and gotten more proggier and more avant-garde. And they're, maybe even over the years, the new metal thing would have dissipated because, new metal went out of fashion. I just think they could have evolved into something so much more dignified. And the other route is what they ultimately took was, no, let's water this down and chase radio, Nickelback, garbage rock, and have stuff like Happy and everything else. And it took away all the edge. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. And it's sad because this album is awesome. And I just,
that's their best album.
What could have been? Anyway, go ahead. Let's listen to it. And because they've recently come back for touring and stuff like that, like just cash in on the nostalgia thing. 'Cause they've been gone
Yeah.
for quite a long time. And because Chad Gray started that really cringe band Hell Yeah with Vinnie Paul, who we saw.
I
Remember we
saw Mudvayne in concert.
So did I. But we saw Hell Yeah. Remember that we saw Hell Yeah at that radio festival with Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper
Oh
in
yeah,
Omaha.
yeah,
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
yeah, and they were one of the bands low on the bill. So technically, I've seen Vinnie Paul live. Too bad it was with that band.
yeah.
But anyway, and that was just more chasing radio rock bullshit, and it's just real sad. I saw Mudvayne twice. I saw them on Metallica's 2003 Summer Sanitarium tour, which was a great bill when you think about it now, because this is a lot of bands in their peak. So obviously Metallica coming off of Saint Anger. I mean, I'm not saying that was their peak, but below them was Limp Bizkit with Results May Vary, which is not, which is very interesting because this is
I
before.
actually enjoy that
I hate
album.
that album. I hate
I
that
know
album.
you do.
But
I know.
but it was interesting because they were still big enough to get second billing next to Metallica. But it was this weird space in time where the industry hadn't realized the people had moved on, but the fans had. So like, when that dude, their previous album, Chocolate Starfish, came out in '01, was their biggest thing. Sold 1 million copies in the first week. The Rollin' Dance, the Biscats, real cringe stuff. And dude, then they had to tour for it. Literally, Results May Vary came out in '03. Like,
Yeah.
they had an album, they toured for it. There was literally a matter of like 4 months where people were just over it. Then Results May Vary came out, and everybody's just like, ew, Limp Bizkit, gross. Anyway, they got this tour on the strength of Chocolate Starfish. Like, these guys are fucking the biggest thing. And then just the crowd wasn't having it, dude. And they were, they the industry hadn't caught up with this notion, so much the fact that below them was Linkin Park, who was touring for Meteora. So this was peak Linkin Park.
Yeah.
So I saw Linkin Park on tour for Meteora, and I'm not like a huge Linkin Park fan or anything, but dude, they stole the fucking show. It was
I'm sure they were good live. I've never seen them live, but
they were really good live, and Limp Bizkit had to follow that, and it was not good because like they're playing. I mean, obviously hindsight, but Meteora was the new album at the time. But looking back, they played a full hour and a half set of nothing but the first two records. It was just the bangers, as they say. And dude, and they had a big stage show, a lot of energy. The crowd was into it, and they were just riding high. They were peaking. And then Limp Bizkit comes on. They're just all four of them like close together on the stage. They're not even utilizing the whole stage. They're treating it like it's like a club stage. And the people were just over it, dude. Like, they're just trying to do like roll. And I'm like, it wasn't there. Like, dude, what the hell is this? And I think it was just they even probably the next day in Chicago on the next stop, because I saw him in St. Louis, they got booed off the stage and they left after one or two songs. Fred Durst said, "Fuck all you guys." It was, people were over it, dude, real fast.
Korn's coming here. I might go see Korn when they come.
And then
this fall.
So here's the bill before I move on. So opening the show was Mudvayne on their second album, which is still pretty good. End of All Things to Come, So that they were opening the show. Then it was Deftones on the self-titled. This was Chino at his fattest and most coked out. Like, this is his drug era.
He was good. He was good on a self-title. I saw him. Or did I see him with you?
No, not with me. You didn't see him with me. No.
Okay.
But and then you had Linkin Park on Meteora, Limp Bizkit, Results May Vary was coming out, and then Metallica. So very fond memories of that now that I think about it. But anyway, Mudvayne was cool. Go ahead and Iowa, dude, and you listen to People Equal Shit. That's coming on. He's doing, those are death growls, dude, and the fucking blast beats, dude. That's like straight Morbid Angel shit. So some of those terms they use to categorize people were really loose. I don't know if we have time for another one, but I wanted to touch on what you said though about you should go see Korn. Have you never seen Korn?
I've never seen them live. No.
So I've been lucky to see a lot of those bands. So like, Mudvayne, I did see a second time too. I saw him headline Springfield, Missouri at a small place on the third album. I did not fucking like that third album, but my dad got into him because my dad liked all that pussy radio rock and he got into Mudvayne. So we went together and I'm like, it was still a fun time though. I'm like, okay, whatever. And Seven Dust opened. I've seen Korn. at least 3 times, at least, and they're awesome, dude. Like they still sound like it's 1998, man. They
Mm.
literally haven't missed a step, and I don't know why. Why have nothing sells better, especially right now, than nostalgia? Why have they not had a Korn Limp Bizkit co-headline tour?
Oh my god,
Why?
that was like
Dude,
crazy, man.
a Korn Limp Bizkit co-headline tour in 2024 marketed at our age group, dude, it would sell like hotcakes. And why they haven't done it, I don't know. It just seems like printing money. Limp Bizkit's going on tour, and they got like a whole bunch of people with them. They got Spirit. No, who was on there? Who's on that tour? Not Spirit Box. Corey Feldman. Who was the other band? The direct support. I can't.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. But and then Korn's going on tour. It's like, dude,
They're playing our big arena here where we live.
bring the money. Oh, Korn is?
Crazy. Yeah.
Oh, because it's like billed as like the anniversary. It's like an
Who,
anniversary
who are
thing.
they playing with?
They're playing with Gojira, right?
Oh,
Gojira and Spirit
okay.
Box.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Spirit Box is pretty big. Spirit Box is, they could easily play 1,000 cap rooms, if not 1,500 cap rooms. They're pretty big. And Gojira, same thing. They could play to a couple thousand people, a few thousand people. What?
If you want to get Pit, if you want to get the Pit, it's $320, dude.
Yeah, aftermarket bullshit.
That's ridiculous, man.
Korn, dude, when I saw Korn for the first time, they've always been headliner status, but dude, I saw them for the first time in like 06. This is kind of like past their prime. And I saw them first. I saw them at this place in Springfield, Missouri called the Shrine Mosque, where it fits maybe about 3,000 people, all standing room. There's
How
bleachers.
are they doing arenas now too? I mean,
No. So I saw them the first time in 06, 3,000 seat venue, and it's all open floor. It's almost like a gymnasium. It's an auditorium. It's like a gymnasium, and cool. Then I saw them in like 2000, maybe 11, and they went on tour, the Night of the Living Dreads tour with Rob Zombie again. They went on tour, Rob Zombie, a co-headlining tour, and they had Joey Jordison's new band because he had just been ousted from Slipknot. Vimic, I think they were called, or Scar the Martyr. They were opening, and they played this place called the Oasis, where I saw Mudvayne play with my dad a few years earlier, and that place held 800 people. I saw Korn, Rob Zombie, co-headline in like an 800, and it was a beautiful new venue, but it was tiny. And so I saw them like small places, dude, and it was awesome. Nostalgia's hot right now because they have that, so maybe that's why they're selling more tickets, but also they're putting a package together and they're billing like as an anniversary. It's like their anniversary. It's their 30th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
So a 30th anniversary of the first album. I don't know where they're going with that, but that's probably helping a little bit. We'll see how many tickets they sell. But they've, they got to a level again where they were playing like outdoor places, doing like co-headlines with like Rob Zombie, outdoor sheds, and it is what it is. But they put on a great show, and I would love to see them do it. Like Limp Bizkit. Them and Limp Bizkit would just print fucking money. I don't get it. But yeah, it would sell. It would at least once. It would sell. It would just cash in on the nostalgia. I would go. I don't think I could not go to that. I'm not gonna go out of my way to see Korn again. I saw Korn again play direct support for Rammstein when they came to Vegas and they played the T-Mobile Arena. There were the Golden Knights play, and it was Stone Sour off their last album, Korn, and then Rammstein, and they were awesome there too. And but no, I'm not going out of my way to see a Korn headline show anymore, and I'm not going out of my way to see a Limp Bizkit headline show. But if you put them together, dude, I can't say no. Like literally, it's 1999 all over again. In fact, I would fly. I would go to wherever. I would go to Todd. I'd be like, we're going to the show together. Let's get Pat in tow.
That'd be awesome.
We are gonna go see Korn, and I want to see fucking who could open that show. You need like an opener who's also appropriate. I want to see. God, Power Man 5000, gross. They sucked. I don't know, but all I know is you get those guys on a bill, dude. It'd be insane. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys. Thanks Mendoza. Thanks Blaine. Thanks Silhouette. Thanks. Hold on, Blaine. Korn Limp Bizkit North America tour would make sell. Absolutely, it'd be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
Payable on death. Oh, POD, Christian New Metal. POD was real big. Instead of taking a test, the opted two to the chest. terrible, dude. 311 is the worst, dude. I hate 311.
311's
Cannot
terrible. They're
I
from my
cannot
town too. They're terrible, man.
they're bad. They're really bad. And the thing is I don't they have like their little hardcore base.
They still do, man. Here,
Because
yeah.
they're a touring band. They tour all the time. Even in like Springfield, Missouri, where I moved from, they literally had a 311 day there because they had a really big following in Springfield, Missouri, in the underground, and they would play like one of these venues every single year. Every year they'd come on 311 day, and just but I don't think it's in every city. Yeah, maybe where Todd lives because that's where they're from, but every now and again, I hear about this 311 fan in the wild, and I'm like, you fuck, and they love them, but I don't see a lot of them. It's really weird.
No, they're dying off.
But they're terrible. Anyway, guys, fun talk. We discussed getting beat up. We discussed AI. Watched a few new metal videos. Good stuff. What more would you want? Make sure you guys like the video, please. If you're watching this after it's been live, please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please do check out all the other content we have. We've been around since 11, so we've been around 13 years now. Long time. Help us out. If you want to donate, we have a Patreon. Throw us a couple of shillings. If you want to buy a shirt, we have a spring link down below where you can pick out some swag. And what was I going to say? Yeah. So it'll still make sense if I promote it now. If you're listening to us live, the plan this Friday or this Sunday, if Todd wants to join, this one's special. Mac, Zach, and Jared Poole, our buddy Jared, we're all doing a Limp Bizkit tier list. We're finally making it happen.
What time
yeah, we're doing
Sunday.
I think it's 6 o'clock Mac time. So, or no, 9 o'clock Mac time. So that would be 8 o'clock your time.
CST. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun time. Last time we had Jared come on for the Corn one, and that was a lot of fun. And because Jared knows his new metal, he's like our same age, so he's like right from that school. And so catch us live if you're hearing this now. Otherwise, that video will go out whenever, and check it out if it's out now. But later, dudes.
See you guys.
Bye.